Hey guys, so I'm back with another video and this is going to be part 5 of our Blazing Chat, a real-time chat application using Blazor WebAssembly and SignalR. So this is what we have done so far. Let me run it. It's coming. Users list. Users list is loading and it is again loading. There is some bug. Loading users true. After that we have this users list. Everything is in place. We are resetting this loading users to false. Let's forcefully change the state. Save. Okay, or maybe let's restart it. Let's see if it works. It's coming. Loading users, and yes, it worked. So we have this list of users, and if some new user try to log in, or if any new user registers to our system, to this Blazing Chat application, then all the active sessions, those will automatically insert that new user to this users list. That is what we have done so far. Now let's show the online status. So if the user is online, we will modify this and we will show some. Let's check. We can have that badge, right? Let me find a good badge icon from Bootstrap. Let me find it. Okay, so we have these pill badges. So this success, and so we are going to use this one is this. So we will show that icon maybe before it or after. Let's say after it will indicate that this user is online. So we are here in users list, and in users list, so this user DTO, we need to modify this because this is instruct. Sorry, this is a record. We cannot modify it. User selected, users list, and this users list, it should have online status. Okay, we can because record in C#, these are immutable reference data type. This is struct, so this is immutable value type. We need to modify it. So for this one, let's change it to simple struct, or let's change it to class altogether, and it is going to have these two properties for sure: int id and string name, and then the third one which we will set is online. Let's add constructors. Stop, so that the existing code does not break. Let's use the default value false for this, so we should be good now. We have changed it. Now whenever user is connecting to our system, at that time we need to indicate the user, and when we say connecting, at that time we are sending this, right, connect user, this this call connect user. So if you go to our hub, BlazingChat hub, connect user, here we have this user details of that user. We are connect adding that user to this connected users list, and now we will have one more uh, method for this user connected. This is for new user connected, and next thing is we will have another which will say user is online, and then we are passing the complete user. We could pass user id only, right? Int user id. So user is online, we need to use this. We are here, we will call this await clients dot others, because the current user is automatically online, so we need to tell all other connected users that this user is online. So we can remove this. Fine, so user is online, and when user is online we need to have client for this, which we are having configure hub connection. So here we will have hub connection dot on, and this is going to get one int which is user id, and the method name is going to be I blazing chat hub client dot user is online. This is the name of the method, and it expects a user id of type integer, and we are good now. So now we have this user id. We will check this user id in our users collection. So our users collection is users dot, we could say first or default u dot id, where u dot id is this user id, and if we have this user, so we will say user is not null, then we will modify this user's online status is online to true, and when this is done then we will say state has changed, because this piece of code, this is going to be called from some other place. This SignalR is going to call this for us. So whenever there is any explicit call which is modifying the component state, then we should call state has changed to explicitly tell Blazor that something has changed. So you need to consider those changes and re-render the component. So this is for user is online, then we said state has changed. Now for this user is online, we will come here and we will check, and we will add that thing which we copied, and I think I missed that. Let me copy it again. Okay, fine. So I have this thing. So let's say this is a dot, and this success, this color, we are going to have green color if user is online. So we will check here, and we will say if user dot is online, then it should be success. If that's not the case, it should be danger. Danger means red color. So save and let's see. There is some error. What is it? User DTO value. This is chat detail page. Selected user. Again some error. What is this time? An expression tree may not contain a call or invocation that uses optional arguments. Fine. So we will say user is online. False. When we are getting a list of users, but we should have another call which will, so okay, let's continue this time. But there is one problem. So how this is going to work? First, when a new user is coming to chat page, this request, this HTTP call is going to list down all the users, and if after that some user logs in or registered itself, then only we will have the active that online status. So for existing users there should be online status which will be missing. Okay, I'm here. Let me refresh this page, and when we refresh there is some error on this page, but if you see on this page we can see the new user is online. It has this green color. And what was the error for this? Let's see. Console WebAssembly object reference not set to an instance of an object. Maybe something missing. Log out. Let's try to log in with Abhay Prince user. Okay. Refresh this. Abhay Prince user, login. Now if you see, this is what I was talking about. So this user on this page Chrome, we have this fresh session, so it is showing all the users as offline, but this postman user, this user is actually online, right? So we should have an online status here, and then for this new user is connected, so it is showing online, so this is fine. And when new user connects to the system, at that time we are triggering one call, right? So if we go to chat page, we will check this connect user, this call, right? So this call is getting sent from client to our hub for the first time. So this connect user. So first thing, let's change this name connect user, right? It should be something same user is online, so set user online or something like this. And so let's change this connect user. So we will say task set user online. Set user online, and where is our hub? This should be set user online. Fine. So when this user is online, this is the first call from fresh. Any user which comes comes to this chat page for the first time, at that time it has the list of users. After that we will send the list of the connected not connected online users. So let's change this name also. Stop it for now and change this to online users. online users. Hmm. So we were sending connected users list, which we don't need now, or we need now. So this connected users list, this should be online users list. Let's rename it online users list. So it's online users list. For this online users list, we will come here, we will check online users list. So these are not usernames, these are users, or we could say online users. So for these online users, now we are going to modify existing users collection with this online flag. So we will, let's look through all the users. Users dot for each users is a collection. Let's call for each where user in users, and we will check if the online users contains online users dot any u dot id equals user dot id. If this is the case, that means this user is online. So we will modify user dot is online to, and then state has changed. Remove this call. User connected online users list. We are going to modify this. Now one change. So this line, this should be after this. We can call, should we call this state has changed after this? Let's call it again. So how this is going to work now? We have hub connection. We are setting loading users true. We are initiating a request to users. Then we are starting the hub. We have users list now. We modified the users collection. We set loading false. We called state has changed explicitly, which is changing the users, or we can remove this thing from here. Then we are sending, now we have users list in this users, the online not online, all the connected users. Then from UI we are saying that set this current user as online. So some new user has joined this chat page. So this request goes to our hub. On hub, first thing it says, it sends all the online users, current online users list to this connected user. Now it comes here, it checks with this online users list, then we checks all the users which are currently on our UI. It sets the is online flag. After that, the BlazingChat hub, it adds this user to online users list, and then clients.others.user is online. Then for all other users, it again sends a request that this user is online. This user is online. But for other users, we should say this new user has joined. Oh, if okay, for the new user, we have that from account controller only, right? In a previous video we have accessed this hub context from account controller, and when new users joins our system by registering himself, then we are sending a message to all the connected users that a new user is connected. Okay, now we have combined all the pieces. Let's try it now. Running, it's here. Users list, we have users list. For now it is showing all users as offline. Now let's go to Chrome, log out, refresh this page. A Prince user is logging in, right? So for this user, when I connect it from this Chrome window, it should show all these users. Instead of this A Prince current user, it will show Postman user with status online. And on this previous window, this not Chrome, Edge window, this should show one of these Abhay Prince as online. Let's see. So if you see on this page, Postman user is online, which is actually online in Edge, and on this previous window it shows this Abhay Prince user is online with this green button, right? So this thing is working, setting users online. This is working now. Let's continue. Before that, let's try some uh, designing again. Let's add the background and change. Let's add a background to this card body. Let's say be light. Okay, then for this thing, let's move it to the center of the screen. So if you go here, the content of this, I need to move this to center. So we could say justify content center for horizontal centering, and align items center for vertical center. We need to set display flags, deflags. Fine. Let's add a little back. Okay, it is not taking the full height. So for full height, let's go to this row and say, do we have this flex? One class, no? Right. Let's add this as a style. It is saying that the parent should have display flag. So for this, the parent is this one. So let's add deflags, and now it is taking the complete height, right? Right. After that, let's add a darker background to this. So maybe background color something darker, or maybe we can try a variation of this color. Okay, let's say this color. Okay, so let me add these classes and CSS styles to the page. I'll be right back. So I've added the CSS, and then restart the application. So we have this now. Now next thing is when we click any of the item, okay, something broke. Let's see what is the issue. It says flex 1282. What has changed? It's to Abhay Prince. It's to name. Let me try to fix it. The issue is this flex 1. It should be flex 1 like this. Did I miss something? If I go to yes, flex 1. Save. Come here. Refresh page. And all users, something broke. Let's rerun. It's loading, users loading, and yeah, we have this. And if we click on some user from the right side, we can see the name populated to the main screen. So in next part we are going to do, when we click on this, it should add this user to this chat list first thing. Then this our this selected user, it should show up here, and then we should have a option to cancel or come out from this user's chat. So it should reset it. It should show the same previous method, that you should select some user from left to initiate a chat. And after that, and in that case, when we cancel it out, and if we have not sent any message for that user, then it should get removed from this chat section, this left section. Then we will have one text box here with one button. Then we will select a user from here. That user is going to be added in left chat section. We will add the message, we will send that message. At that time it should be permanently fixed as the chat user. So after that, if we refresh this page or if we open new instance, at that time that chat should come here with that user's name. So current user, postman user, and let's say this postman user sent a message to this new user. In that case, it should show new user here, and when we click on this, same thing should happen. The chats between these two users should load up here, and then it should show an option to send messages from this postman user to new user. That's what we are going to do in next part. So please like, share this video, subscribe this channel for next parts. I'll be uploading the next part very soon, maybe 1 to 2 days of gap.